Very- I hope everyone is enjoying their meal. We'll continue with our agenda. I just want to give a shout out to all attending city councilors that is going to be displayed on the screens here momentarily. As I mentioned earlier, I have the privilege of serving as the chair of the Edmonton Chamber Board of Directors. Our board is comprised of a dynamic and balanced group of local businesses and community influencers who contribute their knowledge and experience to strategically guide our organization. Engaging with our business community at events like this and listening to your ideas, concerns, allows us to better serve you through the Chamber's advocacy, education, and networking activities. Now, it is my great pleasure to introduce Mayor Sohi and share some highlights of his remarkable achievements. His journey began at the age of 18 when he arrived in Edmonton from Punjab, India, having grown up in a Sikh farming family. He overcame numerous challenges that many new immigrants face. Mayor Sohi's initial foray into politics started as an ETS bus driver, where he became involved in his local union and advocated for fellow members. This experience led to prevalent community advocacy in areas such as arts, culture, and community recreation. In 2007, he was elected to Edmonton City Council, serving 8 years. Staying true to his bus driving roots, he played a pivotal role in the LRT investment and the Valley Line approval. Mayor Sohi also made significant contributions to downtown revitalization projects, helping to construct recreational and library facilities, as well as seniors and multicultural centers. As a representative of Edmonton on the Canadian Urban Transit Association, Mayor Sohi passionately advocated for public transit. He brought his enthusiasm for inclusive city building to the Alberta Urban Municipalities Association and led City Council's immigration, multiculturalism, and racism-free Edmonton initiatives. In 2015, Mayor Sohi entered federal politics as the newly elected Member of Parliament for Edmonton-Millwoods area. Upon his arrival in Ottawa, he was appointed as the Minister of Infrastructure and Communities, where he oversaw billions in infrastructure investments, including projects like the Winspear expansion, the Citadel renovation, post-secondary research infrastructure, the Yellowhead expansion, and the construction of the 50th Street overpass. In 2018, he accepted the high-profile role of Minister of Natural Resources, working to ensure responsible advancement of the Trans Mountain Pipeline. He advocated for the cleanup of abandoned wells in Alberta and supported solar and green energy projects throughout our province. Today, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome on stage His Worship, Amarjeet Sohi.
Yeah, I be skating on your whole team, Connor McDavid. Young player, but I'm in the league, Connor McDavid. Anticipated when I came in. We be winning when the game ends. I be skating on your whole team, Connor McDavid. Young player, but I'm in the league, Connor McDavid.
Don't worry, they're going to do it tomorrow. Absolutely, absolutely. Good afternoon, my friends, and thank you so much for joining me today. And thank you, Hayter, and the Chamber of Commerce for bringing us together again. And I look forward to our ongoing collaboration with Chamber and the businesses that you represent. I want to say that we're fortunate to be meeting here on TD6 territory. This is the traditional gathering place and meeting ground for the Cree, Dene, Nikorasu, Blackfoot, Inuit, and many others. This is also the Métis homeland and home to one of the largest Inuit communities south of the 60th parallel. I would like to thank Elder Morn for her voice and prayer with us. First of all, I want to thank my wife, Sarbjeet, for being here today to support me. She is my biggest champion. And I would not be standing here in front of you today as your mayor without her support and without her encouragement. So thank you, Sarbjeet. I would also like to acknowledge my council colleagues. They have been working hard from the day they got elected. With the assistance of our city manager, Andre Corbold, and his team, this city council is now implementing an ambitious 4-year budget that will reduce city spending by $60 million, one of the largest reductions in this city's history. Through this budget, Council also committed to reallocating $240 million of existing resources to improve core services and refocus on priorities that will make Edmontonians' life better and more affordable. We are achieving this because this council works together. So council colleagues, can you please stand up to be recognized for your hard work? Over my many years in public office, I have visited so many cities across the country. Every time I leave home, I'm reminded that what we have here in Edmonton is truly special. You can come to this city with very little, and our community will lift you up and make sure that you succeed. I think about my friends like Radhe and Krishna Gupta. They launched their Rohit group of companies from a home office in 1986. And just recently, they gave back to the community that helped them be successful by donating $1.5 million to Edmonton Mennonite Center for newcomers. Theirs is a truly made in Edmonton story. In Edmonton, we work together. In Edmonton, business is a community, not a class. I also want to acknowledge that Edmonton would simply not be what it is today without our regional partners. I have said this before, and I will say this today, that when investment comes to this region, they get 13 mayors working together. And right now, we're working together to keep our constituents safe during this devastating early wildfire season. I want you to know that Edmonton is there for you to help. We have opened the Edmonton Expo Center to support folks evacuating communities, and we have sent resources and Edmonton Fire Service Rescue Services teams to supplement local efforts. To our regional mayors, thank you for joining us. We are keeping you all in our thoughts. We are one of the youngest and fastest growing regions in North America. We come to the table with more than 1.4 million residents, more than double the national average in export growth, and nearly a third of Alberta's GDP. And I remain focused on growing our partnership with the surrounding municipal leaders, because I know we all come together with one common goal: to be better than Calgary. I am just kidding. But together, we're able to attract bigger and better investment opportunities. And you know what? The world is noticing. We are no strangers to innovative energy projects. It is in our history. In 1928, almost 100 years ago, Dr. Carl Clark discovered how to get the oil out of the sands in a small lab at the University of Alberta. And innovation is in our future. Once again, an energy revolution is taking shape in our region. The hydrogen economy is a multi-trillion-dollar global investment opportunity. In partnership with Strathcona County, we are testing 2 hydrogen fuel cell buses with plans to expand that fleet. Edmonton Global is leveraging the collective buying power of our region to get 5,000 hydrogen vehicles on the road by 2028. And our airport has already purchased a number of hydrogen vehicles to use at the terminal. Our friends at ATCO are also leading the way. They helped Edmonton become the first city to power a major building with hydrogen during the Canadian Hydrogen Convention last month. 8,000 delegates from over 70 countries experienced that innovation right here in this building in Edmonton. And our region will also be home to a new Air Products facility. It will be North America's first net zero hydrogen facility. Yes, North America's first net zero hydrogen facility, bringing jobs to Northeast Edmonton and beyond. And I have, yes, please give Air Products a round of applause. And I have been proud to represent Edmonton's innovative spirit on global stage at COP27 in Egypt, the City Summit of Americas in Denver, and to international investors in Edmonton. Because climate change does not stop at municipal boundaries, and neither do our solutions. As your mayor, I commit to making our city known as the global investment hub for climate solutions like green construction, clean technologies, green manufacturing, and hydrogen technologies. And your city council is backing up that global promise with our own local commitments. We are investing $320 million into climate action, supporting green building industry, expanding active mobility network, ensuring our city vehicles are emissions neutral, upgrading city building to net zero, and planting trees to clean our air and shade our streets. Soon, Edmonton will be the first city in North America, yes, again, the first city in North America to build a transit facility that accommodates a full zero emission fleet, including hydrogen fueled buses. We're walking the talk by building a more compact and denser city, reducing red tape, overhauling our zoning regulations, and removing other barriers to growth. And our regional collaboration has continued to pay off in the health sciences sector too. In 2020, all regional mayors advocated for funding for a landmark project in our biomedical industry. Since I took office, I worked tirelessly with the University of Alberta, Applied Pharmaceutical Innovation, and their phenomenal leader, Andrew McIsaac, to advocate to the federal government to fund this job-creating project. This collective advocacy has resulted in a newly announced Canadian Critical Drug Initiative with $80 million of federal funding. And this initiative will position Edmonton as a hub for leading-edge pharmaceutical manufacturing and reducing our dependence on vaccines produced globally. When we collaborate, we're capable of incredible things. And I can't wait to see what big ideas we can get off the ground next. And speaking about taking off, our international airport, YEG, had a watershed year. While serving 5.85 million passengers, YEG is driving innovation and economic growth. They're building a 2,000-acre international cargo hub. It will be the greenest logistics park in North America and serve as a vital trade corridor for Canada and the United States. This will also create local jobs. We are committed to building an environment that meaningfully supports growth. This includes making sure that the best and the brightest have a reason to choose Edmonton. An affordable city, yes, but more than that, a fun city, a compassionate city, an inclusive city they can proudly call home. Why? Why does this matter? Well, by 2050, half of Edmonton's population will be immigrants. And that is good news. For every 1,000 new families that become our neighbors, we will see an increase of $84 million in new household spending and $20 million per year in tax revenue across all orders of government. That is why a focus on young people is so important. In April, I invited youth to join the meeting from my Mayor's Advisory Council on Business Growth and Opportunity. And I'm constantly inspired by young people. Simran Dhillon, a science student, told the group that you don't have to go to Silicon Valley to change the world. You can do it here in Edmonton. And she is proving it. At her company, Pentagon, Simran is developing a special syringe. This syringe indicates if the substance inside contains a lethal dose of fentanyl to prevent overdoses on our streets. And her research is being made possible by our incredible post-secondary sector and medical innovation community. I want to see more ideas and creativity supported in our city. That is why our recent budget invested $490 million on economic development initiatives. That includes opening up industrial land supply, startup money for a new innovation accelerator fund, the EDGE Fund. We are scaling up creative investments by permanently funding Edmonton Screen Industries Office and providing ongoing support to the Edmonton Arts Council and the Heritage Council. And this year, Edmonton wowed the country when we hosted the Juno Awards. Give them a round of applause, please. And we are investing in Explore Edmonton to attract more of these world-class events to our city. And our work has a projected economic impact of $900 million over the next 4 years. Nowhere are the results of this type of business and community collaboration are more evident than on Happy Beer Street. This 22-block span between Ritchie and Old Strathcona is filled with entrepreneurs, including 8 breweries, with more on the way. On paper, they should be competitors. But folks like Greg Jaschuk of Blind Enthusiasm Brewing have a different outlook. Instead of competing, they work to promote each other. They collaborate on special brews, and they support nonprofits and community groups. This street is a favorite for Edmontonians and is attracting tourism. This is the power of collaboration in Edmonton. People are drawn here. Right now, our downtown, our local business are buzzing with playoff activities. Today, I'm launching the Meet Me Downtown campaign. All of you are ambassadors for our city, and I hope this campaign inspires you to invite a colleague, a family member, or a potential investor to meet you in the economic and cultural heart of Edmonton, our downtown. And you will hear more about this work tomorrow. We're working with Downtown Business Association to boost our nighttime economy. We're activating our well-loved public spaces like Churchill Square and City Hall Plaza with music, events, and festivals. And to build on our previous successful downtown vibrancy grants, I'm so glad to announce that today we have opened a third round of grant funding with $6.5 million available immediately. Previously, these grants have sparked 61 projects, boosting cultural events like the long-standing Carrie West Festival. Carrie West used their grant to completely transform Churchill Square into a Caribbean village. But I would like to think that was simply my presence as a parade marshal that inspired more than 60,000 people to come to downtown. Carrie West is a shining example how Edmonton's unique arts and culture scene can support business and economic recovery. Such events create opportunities for people to come and enjoy our downtown. Let me also tell you about HireGood, a social enterprise owned by the Boyle Street Community Services, and about one of their employees, Debbie. Debbie has been a washroom attendant at the White Avenue Public Washroom for 3 years. HireGood's washrooms attendants like Debbie have decreased the number of emergency calls at White Avenue Washroom by over 90%. Yes. In fact, this has been so successful that the city has expanded this program to more than 60 locations in parks, libraries, transit centers across Edmonton. Debbie and HireGood are keeping Edmonton clean, welcoming, and vibrant. Because clean, welcoming, vibrant communities are also safe communities. Safety is a long-standing issue that I hear about business owners, investors, and everyday Edmontonians. And I heard that again when I met with some of Edmonton's top business leaders and property owners last week. And I want you to know that I hear you, that your city council has been taking action from the day we were elected. Our goal is to make our city a safer place for all Edmontonians, including those who are struggling on our streets. In collaboration with Edmonton Police Service, I saw Chief McPhee joining us today along with the Edmonton Police Commission members. Along with them and the social sector, your city council is showing leadership and we're implementing tangible solutions. We have increased and stabilized EPS funding. We have almost doubled the number of transit peace officers, and we have increased outreach teams from 2 teams to 7 to improve safety on transit system. In 2022, we housed 1,630 people. That is why we're continuing to invest more than $170 million to build more supportive and affordable housing to end houselessness. Yes. And we are supporting downtown and Chinatown with more additional funding for cleaning, business improvement initiatives, and activation of public spaces. At your table, you will find a card with a QR code. You can scan that to learn more about the actions that are underway to improve safety and well-being in Edmonton. But I hope that you understand that safety is a shared responsibility, and your city council cannot do it alone. I stress to you, as I stressed to the business leaders that I met last week, we need your help. The same card also gives you access to the information that you can use to help us. I encourage you to use this information to engage in the provincial election. Ask your local candidates about their vision for our city. Talk to them about our needs and ensure that Alberta's capital city is being supported. We have solutions that work, and our provincial government can help us scale them up. With us today is Joe. He owns a McDonald's restaurant by the Kingsway Mall, close to the Royal Elks Hospital and a transit hub. Joe and his staff have dealt with their share of disorder. He reached out to help, and we're working with him. Joe also has background in healthcare. Of course, he wants to keep his business and employees safe, but he also knows that enforcement must be paired with better access to healthcare, housing, and social services. That is how we will create a safer city for all. In my earlier remarks, I highlighted that we are a city of many firsts. Along with those examples, we are Canada's first UNESCO Learning City. We are home to Mosaic Centre, Canada's first net zero office building. We have Kiki Aski, the first city-supported outdoor Indigenous ceremonial space. And Fort Edmonton Park's Indigenous Peoples Experience, the first exhibit of its kind in Canada. And now, we will be home to a global first. Heidelberg Materials is undertaking a $1.36 billion project that will enable them to produce the first carbon-neutral cement in the world. It is happening here at their facility right here in Northwest Edmonton. This facility will create good jobs while reducing emissions by up to 1 million tons annually. That is the equivalent of taking approximately half of Edmonton's passenger vehicles off the road each year. We are also making Edmonton a competitive place to do business. In January, the Canadian Home Builders Association ranked us #1 in Canada for our local development processes, approvals, and costs. Our approval process for development applications is now twice as fast compared to Vancouver and Toronto. Yes, give them a round of applause, please, to our folks at City of Edmonton. And we are not done. We are directing administration to make processes clear, consistent, and predictable for more business sectors. Edmonton is a city of collaborators. The people in this room and beyond this room have helped build our communities into strong and vibrant places. For that, I'm grateful. I am very optimistic about our city. But I am also not naive. Our economy is on the right track, but many Edmontonians are still being left behind. People are still facing poverty, racism, discrimination, and marginalization. We still have a long way to go on reconciliation, and we have big issues to tackle like mental health, drug poisoning, and housing. But my optimism is rooted in the community. Wherever I go in this city, I see people working together, finding solutions and unlocking our city's potential with hope and optimism. To build an Edmonton for all of us, that collaboration must continue. And my state of the city updates do not end here today. I want to continue to hear your perspectives and your ideas. So I invite you to join me to dive deeper into topics like climate action, supporting our youth, and how business can work with social sector for economic growth. I will announce these State of the City panel discussions on my website, mayorsohi.ca shortly, and encourage you to join me. Let's continue to work together to build a prosperous city for everyone. Thank you so much.